Hello to anyone listening to this video, anyone who's going to listen. So I've been inspired to make this video today because of how I woke up this morning and how I then transmuted and alchemized the feelings that I was having in order to actually live my life with joy, with peace, and with forgiveness for what I was going through. So I woke up and I was feeling okay, but as soon as I sat down to meditate and to breathe, I could feel there were worries coming into me, worries about things I like to call the 3D. I was thinking about money, I was thinking about rent, and I was thinking about how I was going to actually be able to sort these things out in a logical way, how I was going to be able to use the stuff that I'm good at to make money and survive and to thrive and all of this. But I wasn't thinking about my why. I wasn't thinking about the stuff that I love doing in order to help people, in order to bring the light that I want to bring to the world. I was thinking about things in a more rational sense. And I was meditating, I was channeling, and still there was that niggling feeling of there is something here that doesn't feel right. And then every morning I do qigong and yoga of some kind. And I went out into the garden, and usually I don't go out into the garden in the morning, but there was a little bit of sun. And so I went downstairs, and I don't usually do this either, but I stood in the kitchen and I just opened the kitchen door and let the sun shine on my face and just smiled and breathed. And then allowed my body to move myself out onto the grass, and I just started doing qigong really slowly. And instantly, as I began to move energy around my body physically, I began to feel my mental state shift. And Tony Robbins talks a lot about how in order to change your mentality, you need to change your physiology. So go for a run, do a dance, jump, just change your physiology. And the thing is because I do this every single morning, I don't think of it as something I have to do. I think of it as something that just occurs in the same way you brush your teeth. And so I didn't think it was going to shift me like that. But as soon as I began doing my qigong practices, I felt this wave of relaxation come over me. And then I realized my own philosophies again. And it brought me back into the sense of I know who I am. I know what I'm good at. I know what I do. I know how I do it. And whilst I was in that mood of frantic, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this and that, I forgot about my own natural powers and my own ability to create the life I want to create when I'm living and working through my joy. And so when I was doing the qigong, I remembered I have this saying that I always say, which is energy moves around our body, and at times it gets caught in our mind, and our mind begins to wear up like a fan. And so a lot of the time, what we don't realize, when we have anxious thoughts, when we have fearful thoughts, when we're trying to rationalize things, to control things, to feel better, it's really just energy moving around our body, and it wants to free itself. It wants to release. We've got this energy that we've built up. It could be other people's, it could be our own. We could have just slept and had a bad night, and we want to free our body to this energy. Our system wants it gone. But because we don't know how to release it, or because we haven't thought it's energy, we think it's an anxious thought. And so we start to go into the mind. Our mind is whirring up like a fan, like when our computer starts to overload and you're going, why is this being so loud? But unfortunately, with our bodies, or with our own ability to perceive our thoughts, is a lot of time we don't stop and go, wait, this is too loud, I need to change. We go, oh, I'm very used to this, so I'm going to stay in this and do the same patterns that I've always done. And that's the interesting thing about neural patterning and wiring, is that when we're used to a certain thought form or a certain pattern of thought and a certain way of dealing with our emotions, we are going to get stuck in that same neural pathway. But when you click in and you go, this is energy, I can change this right now, just get up and move and feel how your mind just begins to slightly soften. And so I was doing qigong and I was like, okay, yeah, I can feel that these worries are leaving me. And I was standing on the grass, I could hear the birds, and I was just tuning into that high vibrational frequency of nature and that energy that is able to shift your mood. And then I did Kundalini yoga, and that was just completely transforming my mood. Like, they talk about alchemy, or people talk about alchemy as an inner way of removing negative emotions and bringing in the positive. And there's nothing wrong with having a negative thought form, but the thing is it's not motivating us to do more with our life. Like, we have a negative thought and then we feel worse and then we spiral and we get lethargic and we don't actually do what we want to do. But when we begin to click out of that and we go, that's a thought, I'm observing it right now, I don't need to have it. And then you begin to move your energy around and you begin to feel alive and buzzing again, then you can go out and do the work that you want to do. And that doesn't mean you should put yourself down if you're in a bad state. be in that bad state, but then realize that you have the power to shift that at any moment if you just decide to make the change. And I know that it might be something that can be daunting. It's all on me, I have to make the change. But at the end of the day, no one is living your life but you, and you're the only one that will truly be affected by the state of your mind. And when you are empowered by your thoughts, and when your thoughts are high, and when you think, I can get through this, my energy is moving, my body is strong, then you can do and be what you want to do in life. And that brings you more joy, which then brings you more energy, which brings you more motivation to do the things that you want to do. And so I just wanted to jump on this video because I really started the morning with these thoughts that were just holding me in a bubble, in a tense little bubble. And then when I began to move my energy and I began to breathe, and just those breathing exercises, those Kundalini breathing exercises made me realize I am connected to this infinite, intense energy. And when you bring that up in your body through just 5 minutes, even 1 minute of Kundalini breath work, and you realize I am so much more powerful than the thoughts I'm having, than the images I'm having of my own hardship. I am universal consciousness and I'm energy, and I can use this energy to my advantage because I'm here to empower myself in this life. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that that's transferred some of the energy that I've had from the alchemy of my morning routine, and sending you all loads of love. Mwah.